What is good, campers? It is your boy Killer Beezy, and today we are finally here to bring you guys the new series, which is called The Book of Labyrinth. Now, as some of you may or may not know, I actually completed Labyrinth of. Well, sorry, no, I completed my first path of Labyrinth of Legends. Probably about a week or 2 weeks ago now. And so, how this is going to work is today's episode is Chapter 1 Red Hulk. So you'll have obviously Chapter 1 Red Hulk, then Chapter 1 Old Man Logan, Chapter 1 Elektra, and so on and so on. So Chapter 1 represents Path 1. So obviously when we do Path 2, you'll have Chapter 2, and then so on and so on and so on. So as you can see, if you guys haven't watched my Synergy versus No Synergy team video, definitely pause this video and go and watch that. I will leave a link to that in the description below, and make sure you watch that before you obviously head over and watch this video. Now, as you can see, so the team that I've picked here is basically my highest damaging team, and as explained in my Synergy video, the reason why I've gone with this team is because I tested out my 2 rank 4 champions when I was doing some tests against Red Hulk, and even with a Synergy team and extending the erase timer, I wasn't doing as much damage as I was doing in this method. So what we're going to be doing in this method is we're actually going to be using our full team and using all the champions, and then basically using them all, doing as much damage as we can within the arranged timer, and then we are literally just going to use a team revive and then hopefully go in again and kill them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you one fight of all of the champions. That's how we're going to do it in these episodes. So these episodes are going to be fairly long depending on the fight. Some of the episodes might be 10 minutes long, some of the episodes might be 20 minutes long, maybe half an hour, all depends on obviously how long it takes me to do the fight. Now obviously I got off to a really bad start with man like Rocket Rat, yeah. But yeah, we get into the swing of things a little bit, and I guess with LOA it kind of gets to a point where even if you have a bad start or whatnot, because what I was thinking in the sense of, obviously I got hit quite early, and even if we get to a point where we getting a decent combo, or we manage to last until the enraged timer, then it's not so bad, because it doesn't really matter how much health we got after that, because we're just going to die anyway. So I guess if I died a bit earlier than this, and I would have started again, but getting hit like this at the beginning, doesn't really make a big deal, to be fair. So now, the reason why I've done this way is because I think that seeing a lot of people that have done Labyrinth of Legends, it kind of builds you up to believe that in order to do Labyrinth of Legends, you need to have a synergy team, and you need to have this champion or that champion, and it almost leaves you feeling like if you haven't got what you're hearing about, then there's no chance that you can do it. When I don't think that's the case. I think various different videos and various different people that have done their first path have shown that you can more or less do your first run with a lot of champions. Do you know what I mean? So it is just a case of running tests, man. It doesn't cost anything apart from a little bit of energy to get to Red Hulk and run a few tests, man. So run tests. I would recommend that to anybody, man. Run tests, go in there, practice. Because while it doesn't cost you anything to go in there and test your skills against Red Hulk, just make the most of it, man. Like, everybody's going to Winter Soldier to get their practice in. Like, to me, that's not a challenge. Like, you're going into someone that can't even use their third special, and they've got absolutely nothing about them. They've got an L1 that's easy to evade, it's easy to block, they hardly do any damage. Like, it's just like, bro, Winter Soldier's rinsed out now, man. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, as you can see, so we're not doing too bad. One of the reasons why, I selected Rocket Raccoon is because obviously his L2 special is really powerful. So it was all about, for those who don't know about Rocket Raccoon, when you reach over 20 hits, I think every hit that he does is supposed to be a critical hit. Well, every hit that connects, obviously I'm hitting my man and he's blocking, so obviously that doesn't count. But yeah, every hit, as you can see, that we're doing, because we're past 20 hits, is a critical hit. Unfortunately, it's not that much damage. I wish it was more, but it's not. So with the enraged timer about to expire, we haven't gotten as much hits as we would have liked. Obviously, this was my first match, so I wasn't playing with the confidence that I was playing with a little bit later on into the path. But you know, it was a nice little warm up. Got in a just over 100 hits and got squashed like a bug. So then obviously we move on next. So now we're up against Star-Lord. You know, I feel like I've had my warm-up. I'm ready to go in and I'm thinking, alright, yeah, boom, let me try and do as much damage as I can with Star-Lord. Let's see what we can do. Now, guys, also, one thing to bring to you guys' attention. That in some of these videos, man, I might, especially like maybe against Old Man Logan, where I actually didn't, I think I only used Star-Lord for Old Man Logan. I have to check before I put that video out, but I'm sure I only used Star-Lord. So for some of these videos, I may not be doing commentary. It may be that, you know, I explain something near to the beginning of the video, and then I just kind of let the fight run so you guys can see it. But for this one in particular, because it is the first one, I am going to be here doing commentary, talking you guys through a bit of my method and what worked for me and what didn't. So I found in some of the tests that I run, again, if you guys have been following the channel, you guys would know this, I ran some tests with my rank 4 Black Panther with a synergy team and my Star-Lord. With a synergy team, my Star-Lord without a synergy team, and I was absolutely impressed with the fact that the damage output from my 4-star Star-Lord was practically on par with the damage output from my rank 4 Black Panther, even with the enraged timer being extended. So that was a big part of the reason why I went into I went into LOL with those synergies, but obviously Rocket Raccoon had a synergy with Star-Lord, but I mean it in a sense of, obviously that's just a coincidence, but I mean it in a sense of like, my team wasn't built around a synergy to affect the enraged timer. That's what I'm talking about when I say no synergy. I know a lot of you guys are going to watch the video and think, bro, my man said he's got no synergies, bro, but man can see a synergy there. What's he talking about? No. So let me just, I just have to explain that. But anyway, as you can see, so we're doing fairly well with Star-Lord. Another thing I want to touch on, right? I feel like before you go into LOL, there's this big thing that people talk about with regards to interception. A lot of people, everybody I've spoken to, I've heard it from about, yeah, intercept, you have to intercept, man, learn how to intercept, you gotta be on point with your interception game before you go into LOL. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that at all. I am okay at intercepting. I'm far from the best, and I am not so much the worst, but I'm okay with my intercepting skills. I mean, obviously doing this helped me a lot, but it's not a requirement, man. In my opinion, it's not a requirement, and not when you're doing it this way anyway. It might be a bit different. It may come in handy a bit more when you're fighting in longer fights, so you are going in there with a rank 4 5-star champion, and you are extending your enraged timer. That it might come into play a lot more then. But you see, if you're not doing that and you're using a 4-star Star-Lord and you're using a couple other teams, or you're following this method that I've done here, I don't think interception plays that much of a big role. And the reason why I say that, excuse me, is because by the time you get to a point where your parry is ineffective, you're practically looking at the enraged timer running out. Do you know what I mean? So when you mix up the parries with the evading specials and whatnot, you are literally, you're not gonna feel the full need of having to intercept. I mean, you guys will see it. I intercepted a few times. I more done my interceptions when I wasn't using Star-Lord, man, because man ain't trying to lose no combos out here, you know them ones. So as you can see, so we're going with the boy Stark Spidey. This was before I took him to rank 4. So as you can see here, so we're building up the poise charges. Again, we got off to a bad start. We got hit a couple of times, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. As long as we can do the damage on him, that is the main things. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, are we doing some damage? Look at Stark Spidey go. Look at that. Stark Spidey. Anyway, so as you can see, so Stark Spidey's doing the business, and I'm happy. I am very, very, very happy with the job that Stark Spidey done for me. But I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that the MVP for me was definitely Star-Lord, man. Definitely Star-Lord. If I didn't, excuse me. I'm boring myself, man. I'm boring myself. So, yeah, if I didn't have Star-Lord in here, I would have literally, I don't know what I would have done. I don't think I would have even attempted to do my LOL path. And the reason I say that is because when I was doing tests and whatnot, and I realized that Star-Lord was on par with my rank 4 champion for damage, from my rank 4 5-star champion for damage, I said, no way. Like, we have to bring Star-Lord. Star-Lord is that strong that the man is doing the same amount of damage as my rank 4 5-star champion. I thought, are you serious? So yeah, that sold it for me, man. That 100% sold it for me, man. Definitely. So as you can see here, so obviously things. I mean, by the time I completed this path, I've obviously gone ahead and ranked forward Stark Spidey. So that obviously would make things a lot easier. But obviously we didn't have a rank 4 Spidey at the time. So I was quite happy. I mean, if you're looking at this now, this is our third champion that we are using now. And we're just getting Red Hulk to... we're just short of getting him down to half health. So, and you know, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, that is a good sign. That is a good sign, man. Like, that is what I want to see. Because, again, like I explained it towards the beginning of the video, the aim was to use the full team. All of them die from the erase timer. And then use a team revive. And then go back in with everyone. And hopefully kill Red Hulk. And that was the plan. And we executed that plan. And it worked. So instead of using like maybe 120 units from reviving Star-Lord 3 times or whatnot, we used 100 units and just obviously went in with everybody twice. So, well, not twice. I think I didn't even have to go in with everybody. As you can see, I got slapped there. Yeah, go in with everybody twice. We didn't have to go in with everybody twice though, because I think we managed to kill him. I can't remember when we used Star-Lord after we revived everybody. But literally, that scared me, man. You see, I was like, whoa, what is that? But yeah, like literally, we revived everybody, and I can't remember if I used Star-Lord for the third or fourth fight on the second time round. But whenever it was that I used Star-Lord, that's when we actually ended up killing Red Hulk. So and I have put the kill. What I've done is that I've put each fight within the video. And then I've a fight with one character, each character, and then I have put the kill after the 5th champion has had their go at Red Hulk. So as you can see here, so we've gone in with Black Panther now. Black Panther is making Red Hulk bleed. Red Hulk is in the corner holding on for dear life. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the Wakandian King go to work, man. That's what we like to see. So also, I just want also to there's another point that I want to raise, man, and I could be wrong. I'm sure I'm not, but one thing to bear in mind as well, because I was a bit disappointed with the amount of damage that Black Panther was doing against Red Hulk, within like when I was testing out synergy teams or whatnot around him, and one of my friends actually mentioned to me that one thing to bear in mind is that I think Red Hulk, he said, had physical resistance. So you're not, just because if you're fighting with a champion and you're not doing that much damage to Red Hulk when you're practicing, don't take that as, okay, well, you're then not going to be doing that well in the rest of your fights within your LOL run, because of this ability of Red Hawks. If what, like I said, I didn't look too deep into this. I just, when my boy said it to me, I kind of thought, okay, yeah, you know, he's completed a LOL, so I've got no reason to doubt him. So when he said it, I kind of thought, okay, cool. So, you know, what you don't want to do is don't go in and practice against Red Hulk and then think to yourself, oh, I'm not doing that much damage, or I can't do it with this champion's rubbish, because you might struggle against Red Hulk, or take a few attempts to get him down, but then your champion might shine with their damage output against another champion in Labyrinth. And that was the beauty about having my team of 5 different champions. It was so nice to be able to switch to someone else if someone wasn't working for me. Do you know what I mean? In my fight against War Machine, I started off using Stark Spidey, because I thought, oh yeah, Stark Spidey evades the L1. It's something I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about the block damage. But then, after a couple of attempts, it weren't really doing it for me. I weren't really too happy with the results, so I went in with Magic. And because of War Machine's buffs, and I went in with my MD. I should have actually screenshot my masteries. That's one thing I didn't do for you guys, man. I'll have to I'll have to do my mastery separately for that I use for LOL. But because I still had my Mystic Dispersion on, literally Magic was getting to her L2 special so quick. So I literally just stopped. I had War Machine in the corner. I can't remember if I recorded the fight. I hope I did. I'm pretty sure I did, but we'll obviously see when we get to that point. But yeah, I literally had War Machine in a corner, yeah, and he just weren't getting the specials. I was literally hitting him, finishing my combo, moving back, and then as he goes to come out of the corner, I go back in for the interception, and I kid you not, I kept this going for a very long time. It got to a point where I was just like, bro, seriously, when is this gonna stop working? When is this guy gonna do something different? When is he gonna kill me? When am I gonna dash back and then try to go back in and him just absolutely shred me? And it just wasn't happening, man. I kept on having the thought every time I dashed back and I went back in, and it just wasn't happening, man. Now, as we're on Magic, guys, one thing I want to mention, and I'm going to mention it nice and early. I would not recommend bringing your Magic into LOL. I wouldn't recommend it at all. As much as it was good me talking about using her against War Machine, and I actually brought her to use her against Magic and against Unstoppable Colossus, I would not recommend using Magic in LOL. I just feel like her damage output isn't really that great in LOL. I don't think that LOL is for Magic, man. Like, in my own experiences anyway. Obviously, for people have brought Magic in there for other paths or for this path and have felt like they benefited heavily from Magic, fair enough. But in my experience, I think, yeah, man, I fully regret taking Magic, if I'm being honest with you, man. Like, the whole Magic versus Magic thing, man. Oh, man, that doesn't work as well as it does in the Light Souls. I'll tell you that much. I will tell you that much. It doesn't work as well as it did when I went into when you go into a Light Souls and you come across a Magic boss or whatever. Yeah, man. I just wasn't. The fights just seemed extremely long, man. Like, I'd be in with her, and like it would get to the enraged timer, and I think, okay, I'll die, and I look at how much damage I've done, and I'm just like, are you joking me? You know, some of the fights, like when I was looking at the damage output from her, some of the fights, like the damage that I had done, it was like she'd only done 150k damage, and I was like, are you joking? Like, my rank 4 5-star Magic Sig level 100 only done 150k damage. Are you for real? Do you know what I mean? Like, I proper just thought, nah, man. Like, it didn't sit right with me. Do you know what I mean? It did not sit right with me, man. So I wasn't too impressed. I was not too impressed with that at all. So, yeah, man. So we definitely had to switch. I would definitely say anybody thinking about bringing in their rank 5 Magic, man, don't do it. Don't do it, man. So as you can see, I died early with Magic, man. I wasn't really feeling that fight, man. I remember being in the fight, and it just felt like Red Hawk's life just wasn't going down, man. I just got quite annoyed. So anyway, after Magic died, I used the Team Revive, came back in here, bow, I think I can't remember. I think I used Black Panther, and then I think well, it will tell you actually. It will tell you when I finish the fight. Hopefully, you get to see who I actually who I already used. It would be so funny if I used everybody and everybody died, and then Star-Lord was the last person that I used, or he was the first, and then we managed to finish Red Hulk. I can't. No, well, it couldn't have been that. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. We'll have to, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But yeah, man, it was a Red Hulk is, in my opinion, one of the easier fights to do in Labyrinth of Legends, mainly because he's the first fight, so you get to practice against him a lot. You get to get familiar with his fighting style. You're familiar with his specials. You can practice evading them, and I think therefore this is definitely one of the easier fights when you're doing your first path in Labyrinth of Legends, man. But I think this is the kill here. Wow! There you go. We end it with a mega blast, man. So your boy Star-Lord comes in, man. He comes in and he does the job. He finishes the job. Let's see when we use Star-Lord. Okay. So we use Star-Lord last. So we use everybody first, and then we save Star-Lord till last, man. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys, man. Hit the like button if you like the video, man. If you want to see Chapter 1, Old Man Logan, let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.